What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Hot Ones with Sean Evans, a show with hot questions and even hotter wings. One of my favorite weird interview shows ever. Best, really good interviewing. Like, there's so many times Sean Evans asks a question to a guest, and they're so surprised at how good of a question it is. Like, that happens all the time in the show. And just really interesting questions, too. So the show Hot Ones, for those that aren't familiar, it's where either comedians or actors or hip-hop artists or other kinds of entertainers sit down with Sean Evans and they eat 10 spicy hot wings with hot sauce that gets progressively hotter and hotter, and questions that get progressively more and more interesting. And it's a really fun show. I mean, the questions themselves are really good, but the part of the hot sauce, like, breaks down barriers on people. Like, people get so flustered trying to deal with the pain from the hot sauce that it's very much like they're intoxicated and have a very difficult time getting their brain to focus on answering questions, which is great. They end up and you probably end up answering questions that they may not have answered, or answered them in a way that's more honest because of the distraction of the heat. But I really enjoy the show. I first heard about Hot Ones. It was either from Bert Kreischer being on an episode, or my old roommate and former co-host of the Inspired Disorder podcast, Keith Spurlock, may have watched it prior to that. But it's a YouTube show on the First We Feast channel. But Hot Ones is just one of the shows that is on that channel. And just really fun. Sean Evans seems super fun. They do like special episodes here and there. They'll like, he had Red Band on, and they went to a place out in LA to eat this, like, the spiciest chicken. And Sean did a show with Tom Segura, where they discussed the differences between two different burger chains. Sean's also been on with Chili Klaus, where they ate the Carolina Reaper, and they did that twice. So it's a really fun show, and it got me into eating hot sauce. I mean, I started watching this in Denver with Keith when we were producing that show, the Inspired Disorder podcast. So we would, literally binge the show, and we would get, like, or when we're watching fights or something like that, I would just buy all these different hot sauces, at least the hot ones, and we would go back and forth, like, betting each other that we could do it, and then just having horrible aftermath. But just horrible, like, understanding what the pain is that all the guests on Hot Ones go through, to an extent. I'm sure not to the greatest extent. I don't know how close our hot sauces got to the bomb or the last dab or any of those, like, top tier hot sauces, the last three that are in the line of hot sauces on Hot Ones. I don't know how close we got to that, but I tried. Was interesting to learn and experience the differences in hot sauce, how some affect you differently. I mean, flavor, of course, is going to be different across the board with hot sauces, like a Tapatio versus Tabasco versus a Cholula versus, something that's just trying to burn your mouth out. Like, they all have kind of their different flavors, and I love hot sauce, man. Especially, like, I've always loved it. I still do, but around when I started working at the movie theater, I would eat a lot of popcorn with jalapenos, and just, like, and I was poor, so that was one of my meals a lot of the time, was just jalapenos and popcorn. I started getting heartburn. I remember going to, like, night school and just had the worst heartburn, and then moved to San Diego a little bit later, and just, the whole addiction to burritos and burrito shops, and getting, carne asada burritos and throwing just gallons of hot sauce on it, the salsa that you get. And then later getting acid reflux, so it's like whenever I eat spicy foods, it, doesn't do me well, but I can't help it. It's an addiction, that I have, and I usually just get giant bottles of hot sauce and drench my food in hot sauce. And it's a show that I relate to on that level, of just an obsession with hot sauce. But it helped me branch out and discover new hot sauces. And even my friend that I live with got me for either Christmas or my birthday. They all land right around the same time. She got me a collection of different hot sauces. And I was even going to do a show on this. I was going to do an episode on this show where I did a hot ones kind of a thing. And I ended up eating all the hot sauces. But it was interesting to just have the different flavors. They never really got, like, the ghost pepper was the hottest one, and that one has like a different kind of, like a slow and low burn, man. That one's got a scary burn. Like, it doesn't hit you right away. It sits back in the cut for a minute, see what everybody else is doing, and then it can make its perfect attack. But yeah, so I might do that in the future, especially if I see, maybe during the holidays again, see if there's a variety pack of hot sauces. Maybe Hot Ones sells it. I know they sell like a mid-range hot sauce that's just supposed to have good flavor and good heat. Never had it. And then they have their last hot sauce, which is supposed to be the hottest one in the line of 10. They call it their last dab, which is also developed by them. And I've never had that, but I would not mind. Would love to try those hot sauces. And they refresh the hot sauces each season, which is interesting because you get to see there's so many. I mean, the hot sauce world, I'm sure, is very similar to like the microbrewery world or the marijuana world, where there's infinite flavors and combinations of things to adjust and mix and make your own very specific and unique kind of combination of flavor and spice. But yeah, it's just like really good interviews with really interesting people done in a way that nobody's doing it, where it's almost gimmicky, but the gimmick is so legit. Like, to see people legitimately have problems eating hot foods, like, and some people have no problems at all, versus some people it's just like from the start they're sweating. I love it. I love Hot Ones, and I highly recommend, whether you're into hot sauce or not, whether you're into the guests don't matter. Like, when I first got into Hot Ones, it was one of those shows where I just hit on YouTube, hit play, and just let it play through the whole catalog. Because even though I didn't know every single guest that was on there, specifically hip hop, I'm not that deep in the hip hop game, but it doesn't matter, because it's just a fun show to watch, interesting show to watch. And for me, I don't do interviews really anymore, but Sean Evans is definitely like, I enjoy seeing that takes their job serious and does a really good job at it. Like, he's pro status. The production of the show is pro. Like, there's so many podcasts out there that kind of evolve to video, and they have so many issues, like so many loose ends, trying to make everything come through just right. Where this one's just top notch show. I love it. Hot Ones with Sean Evans. Hot Questions with Even Hotter Wings. Check it out on YouTube. That's it for this episode. That's it for this week. New episodes come out daily of The Ray Taylor Show. Subscribe on IGTV and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week in advance over at patreon.com/Inspired Disorder. You get a bunch of other benefits when you become a member over there, so go over and check it out. InspiredDisorder.com is my website where you can buy all of my artwork and t-shirts and lighters and all the different things that I've designed over the years and podcasts that I've done over the years. InspiredDisorder.com for all of that. At Ray Taylor for me on all social media. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!